Good morning. I was watching Robert F. Kennedy Jr. again. I'm starting to really like this guy. I even like his voice now. Okay, so he did a speech about foreign policy. It's a brilliant speech. I'll post a link to it. Some accuse him of being a career politician. Really? Well, if he is, he's a very, very bad one. He made some very poor choices. First he came up against the big pharma. That's not a good idea if you want to make a career. And now in this speech he's going up against the war industry. Now I'm worried about him, of course. I don't want to predict what's going to happen to him. I don't know. I'm just worried, of course. And I like him. I would definitely vote for him if I was an American. Now, I was also very entertained by Canada this morning. There are protests in Canada outside the Trudeau office. Right? And it's Muslims. Muslims are doing it. They are chanting, "Leave our kids alone." And not just there, also in other places, apparently. Right? This is funny too, I think. Because I'm thinking about Trudeau. You know what happens if you disagree with Trudeau? He will label you, right? All of you guys who want him gone, you were labeled. You are far-right extremists, fascists, and so on. Islamophobes too, aren't you? And now you have the Muslims disagreeing with Trudeau. Now what will be the label for them, you think? Maybe they are far-right extremists too. Well, Trudeau will not like it. He doesn't like it, I'm sure. He's such a jerk. Such an idiot jerk. And he's totally evil. And then he wants to dominate Canada, dominate the people. It's terrible. So now, the Muslims are going up against him. Wow. How will he deal with this? Yeah, well, the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. speech, it was fantastic. Again, I'll have to say this. Now, for instance, what I liked the most about it probably was when he talked about the Second World War. And he talked about what happened after the war and how the Americans took on this attitude of dominating peace because they defeated the Nazis, right? What about the Russians? What did they do during the war? They did nothing? No? That was very interesting stuff. And then, of course, he talked about Ukraine, how the Americans provoked the Russians. It was the Americans. It's the Americans doing this. You know? That's what we have, well, I have been saying it. It's what they do. By expanding NATO closer and closer to Russia, provoking them. You know? And he said that the Americans would never accept something like this. So it was very, very good. And I'm rooting for him, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Well, at least he's getting a debate going, right? And he's getting the information out there. A lot of people are now starting to support him. It's good. All right. Be good.